Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel as written to us by Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, I tell you, unless your justice surpasses that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to your ancestors, you shall not kill. But I say to you, whoever is even angry with his brother or sister will be liable to judgment. You have heard that it was said, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you, everyone who even looks at another person with lust in their heart has already committed adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to your ancestors, do not take false oaths, but make good to the Lord all that you have vowed. But I say to you, do not take oaths at all. Let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no. Anything more is from the evil one. This is the gospel of the Lord. Well, what do we do with this? I only read the short version because the long version would have really blown you out of the water. What Jesus is always teaching is that it's not the external behavior, it's the internal motivation. He's always trying to change consciousness, the heart, what's really going on inside. It's not what you say, it's what you mean. And that's why, basically, he also tells us not to judge, because we can only judge by externals. And people can do the entirely right thing, but have a devious heart. And people can make a great mistake and intend entirely well. So don't judge. You don't know. God alone knows the heart. But he gives us a wonderful, almost too simple bit of advice at the end. And one, maybe if you were listening to the second reading, it said, one that the rulers of this age have not understood. He says, let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no. Brothers and sisters, I think you know that we live in a country that some are calling a post-truth society. Words are allowed to mean whatever you want to make them mean. There's no truth basis. And that's as true on the Democrat as the Republican side, as much as liberals as it is of conservatives. We really don't care because the goal is to win. And when your only goal is to win, then you use words however you want to use them to win. And we put up with it because we're in the same game. We want to win too. You see, that's the deeper motivation that has to be changed. Why are we really doing what we're doing? Is it just to win? Is there any goal in America beyond winning? Is there any integrity? Is there any meaning? Is there any purpose? Is there any soul? No, there isn't. It's just use words however you want to use words, and we're all supposed to accept it. This is scary for the future of a civilized country, for the future of a democracy, for the future of a culture. Because you cannot build a civilization on the top of total untruth, when words don't mean anything except what the person in charge wants to make them mean. But we have to start right here. No point in pointing the finger at the rulers of this age, as the second reading does, but we have to recognize that we do the same thing. You know, I can watch myself and see that when I don't have a good case, or I'm losing the argument, or I'm not that sure of myself, you know what I start doing is I start talking louder, or faster, or I exaggerate, or I make the point a little more than really needs to be made, just because I want to win the argument. So we recognize we all do this. We all want to win. We all want to be right. And here we are, the followers of a man, Jesus, who could be called by many cultural and religious criteria a loser. There he is. That's not winning. Look up there. That's not winning. That's losing in every way possible. And we say we want to follow him. We say we want to join him. But come on, we really don't. Who wants that? That means vulnerability. That means honesty. That means truth speaking. It doesn't mean using words to say whatever we want them to mean. So if we just took the final line of this gospel, I say to you, let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no. If we all just took that, let's try to do it this week. Let our words really mean what they say. And let's follow them up with action that conforms to our words. And if we can't do that, then don't say it. Don't pretend to mean it, because we don't. We have to start building a truth society from the bottom up. And we have to start doing it ourselves, and maybe, just maybe, it'll seep its way all to the top. My suspicion is that's going to take the rest of our lifetime.